Hello guys, welcome to tonight's webinar. We are super excited to have you guys on tonight. Thank you for taking the time, and we just hope that you have a paper and pen ready guys, because you want to take notes for the information that we are about to share with you tonight, and we hope to bring value to you, to your business. And I want this webinar to give you all the tools and some knowledge that you can be able to take to your business tomorrow and start applying these skills to your business tomorrow. So my name is Jennifer Mendez, and I am Jennifer from Facebook. I'm super excited tonight, and I am going to pass the mic to Jose.
Hello, good night, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for everybody just hopped on, for this value-based webinar. And I'm just going to introduce myself. I'm Jose Santos, and I'm live from Orlando, Florida. And, guys, I just want to tell you, I just turned 39 years old this year. And, through my career, I've been in business for quite a while. Going back about 20 years now, I've been entrepreneuring, I've been managing businesses, and I've done a lot in business and in sales. And one of the things that, I've always used and that has been so important in my career has been just brought back to me recently, okay, with the 7-figure formula that I've been implementing lately. And it's just a constant reminder of how big of a part it plays in our everyday life and in our everyday business life, okay? So I'm super excited to go over this value with you guys today. And, I actually want to go around the room and see who's here. And let me see. Organize everybody. Super excited. Awesome, guys. Thanks for hopping on. And, is everyone here in network marketing or affiliate marketing? Can you raise your hand if you are on the online world? Okay, awesome. Just trying to see how many people from our industry is on here. Awesome. Thanks for joining, guys. So what I'm going to
There you go.
Are you muted?
Yep.
Okay. All right, guys. Sorry about that. No sound. You guys hear me good now? All right. Hey, stuff happens, technical difficulties. So, yeah, listen, what the value I'm going to bring you guys today, I'll go over this again just in case you guys didn't hear me, is about building instant rapport with people and how to get someone on a virtual connection. Because what we traditionally have known in business to building rapport, like if you work in a traditional business or in an office setting, it's just like a meet and greet, right? So now, when we do it online, on our online industry, it kind of breaks into two parts, I would say. It breaks into, you meet and greet on social media. And then if you really want to build that strong rapport, the second part of it has to be done on some kind of video platform, just like this, just like Zoom, right? So does that make sense? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the steps on how to build instant rapport. Somebody screen sharing? Okay. So, okay, I'm sorry, guys. So, so I'm going to go over, some basic steps of building instant rapport and how to actually build a rapport online through social media and be able to get them off of social media onto a video platform where you can make a virtual connection, like we call it. So, so we could really build that strong rapport. Okay, guys? So the first thing that I'm going to go over, hold on 1 second, guys. Something's going on. All right, guys. Here we go.
Yeah, somebody's putting in the chats. Kay, please stop sharing the screen. Please,
she might be doing something. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to start building instant rapport. All right. We're going to get it right one of these times. So, you know, people want to do business with people that they trust, that they know, and that they like, right? You know, who could agree to that? So in today's business world, like you said, when we're on social media, you know, it's very hard to know who's who and what's what when you're talking behind a messenger, right? You know, you guys feel a little awkward. You're talking to people sometimes and, you know, you're interacting with them and, you know, there's no face to them, you know, just a profile. And sometimes it ends up that, you know, it's kind of turns into a waste of time sometimes, right? Because you're trying to conduct business and it's a fake profile maybe, right? It's happened to me a couple times. So, you know, how we build that instant rapport? Well, we find three things in common within the first 5 minutes, right? 3 things in common within the first 5 minutes, okay? That's what we want to focus on. So, you know, when you're on social media, you have an advantage, and you have an advantage that you could go on someone's page and actually go through their posts and kind of get a good feel for, you know, what they've been doing probably in the past week or so, right? You know, what type of industry they're in, you know, just finding things in common. So when you start engaging with them, you could ask them questions that would be, you know, you showing interest in them and their life and what they have going on. So there's a saying that says that, you know, the true conversationalist, okay, will ask engaging questions about the person and engage in that and, you know, use that to find the things that they have in common, you know, and they say that if you want to be interesting, then be interested in the person that you're speaking to. Okay. So that makes a lot of sense, you know. Also, what we want to talk about is, you know, the basics of a successful conversation. So the basics of a successful conversation, you know, especially this is very important in social media, I always say, because, you know, sometimes we start a conversation with someone and that will stop temporarily and you'll go and have like maybe 10 other conversations and then come back to that convo, right? So these key ethics, you know, play an important role in that. And it's to have honesty, the right attitude, interested in the other person, and openness about yourself. You know, if you're always installing these into your conversations and your engagements, you'll never go wrong, right? Because every time you go back to that conversation, you're on that same path as always. So, you know, what you don't want to do is avoid asking yes or no questions, right? Like just like plain yes or no questions where you're just going to get a yes or a no and they're going to end the conversation with you. You want to be able to engage with them, okay? So in order to invite them off of social media onto a video platform like this, and there's a few different reasons why you want to do this. One of the reasons is that, you know, chat box in the messenger, they have chat bots now, okay? So, you know, with that ability and also 80 million fake profiles on just Facebook alone, right? You never really know if you're talking to a real person or not. You really don't nowadays. So this is going to save you time in your business. It's going to give you, it's going to show transparency on your part, right? And for a simple fact that about 90% of the people in our industry do not use video at all, that sets you at a leadership status automatically. Especially if that other person that you're doing business with or trying to start a meeting doesn't use it. It automatically sets you on a leverage for a leadership status, right? So in order to do this, what we have felt that we've had really, really good results with is, you know, inviting the person to engage with you on via video, just like this, like Zoom, or some people use Google Hangouts, whatever you have. Some people use Skype, you know. It shows professionalism, like I said. It shows, you know, that you're serious about what you're doing and you're really interested in them, that you're taking the time to actually make a virtual connection, which is more intimate than just a text here and there, right? Can we all agree on that? So, you know, and doing this into your business is going to give you a lot more leverage, like I'm saying, guys. And I feel that this will be an industry standard within the first, probably in the next few years, if not maybe in the next 2 years. Facebook's plans to go 90% video by the end of 2018, they said. So, video is where it's at, and video is where we want to be at. Okay. So, just keep in mind all the stuff that, you're going to get when you get on a video chat with someone. You're going to get to see, their posture, right? You're going to get to see their surroundings, their environment. You can read body language, right? Eyes, are they really a distracted person? Are they focused? So there's so many advantages of having that virtual connection, guys. I can't even tell you that enough. So many advantages. It has done wonders in our business for sure. That is the way to go. And, one of the things that, we often do is when we're in business and we make these virtual connections, is to, you want to keep them short. You want to keep them short if they're for rapport building. We keep them to 15 minutes. And that's adequate time for, to really get an understanding for where the person's at in life and see if you could bring them any value, right, with whatever you have, with whatever type of business you're in, whatever product you're promoting, whatever industry you're in, whatever it is. You have to first find out if the person has a need or a want for what you have, right? And in order for you to do that, you have to establish that connection. Okay. So, one of the things that we do when we get talking is that, you don't want to monopolize the conversation. You don't want to do that, guys, right? You don't want to control the conversation to a point where the person feels like they barely get time to speak themselves. Because as we all know this, if you could get someone speaking about themselves, they could talk about themselves for hours. They'll just keep going and going and going. And in business, obviously, when we're dealing with someone and, we want to know if they're a good fit for our business or to partner up with us or whatever it is, you want to know what's going on in their life currently, right? So that's the whole point. And that gives you the opportunity to build that true connection, that human connection that we all need. And, to be able to build a relationship from there and maybe perhaps do business for a long time, what we're sharing with you guys tonight, believe it or not, if you're on this call right now, you're within the 3%. 3%, guys. You're within the 3% of the people in this industry that actually now know this. Believe it or not, even though it may sound like common sense, but it's not that common in our industry. The statistics is that 97% of our industry is failing. And the reasons is because they do not use basic strategies and basic, conversation, tactics that they are like basic business 101. They don't use that stuff, And I'm going to pass it over to Jennifer, and she's going to go over some more statistics for you guys that we could share with you tonight.
All right. I am unmuted. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to share with you guys what are some of the biggest challenges in our industry. So, in our industry, if you're in affiliate marketing, if you're in network marketing, if you're in any type of business where you need to find people to either purchase your products or services, people hate to harass their friends and family, right? People hate to get rejected. Not having enough money for your capital, for your marketing budget is also a problem in our industry. People come into business and they come in undercapitalized. People don't know how to close and upsell their leads after they find them. That's so important because our businesses run with leads. If we don't have leads, new leads coming in our business all the time, then, how can we grow our business? And then most people don't have enough team duplication. People don't know how to become the attractive factor. I love talking about the attractive factor because eventually when you target the right market for your business, you're going to have people come to you. The goal is for people to come to you for your products and your services. So these are the numbers over here that kind of Jose was going over about our industry, how 97% of the entire industry is failing, and all because, they don't have the proper marketing skills and techniques to be able to be successful in their businesses. So I'm going to share with you guys what most people do when they get into, network marketing, affiliate marketing, or any direct sales business. So people come in and they invest their own money and they join a business, join a program, and they start their first business, their primary business. Then they'll try to learn free strategies, right? Because they come in, you know, undercapitalized without having enough money for marketing. You need marketing to be able to advertise. So they want to learn the free strategies, and you know that time takes between 2 to 4 years of a learning curve to be able to make some income or make some profit back. And then most people never wait those 4 years. Most people never make it. Most people never get there because they don't have the money to reinvest. So what do the smart people do and the 7-figure income earners do? They copy their way to $1,000 sales in a program that they purchased the reseller rights to, which is called the Underground's Commissions Project. This is like a front-end ATM that you use to generate income for marketing and for anything that has to do with funding your business, including high-ticket products. At this point, when you're generating income, you know, $1,000 a day, you're able to use that income, and you don't need to use your personal capital. And this is how you create multiple streams of income for your business and for everything that you are currently doing. You can move up to the leaderboards in your current business. So how do we hit the mass market in our industry? So we focus on 2 key areas. So personal development and leadership skills is so important in our industry. Every business, no matter what you do, you need to have personal development and marketing strategies. If you don't know how to market and target the right people, how can you be successful in your business? So we purchased the Genesis library, which is $1,000. It comes with tons of information. It's an educational library for entrepreneurs. It's broken down into 3 different sections. The first section is marketing, which is what we currently talked about that everyone needs. So these are kind of a little bit of the slides from the Genesis library I put in here so you guys can see the amount of information that you get with this digital library. It's all downloadable to your phone, your laptop. You know, as you can see here, you know, you have everything from how to use affiliates, how to create instant traffic, list building. You need to learn how to build your list, how to get traffic methods, email copy systems. I mean, everything you need in marketing to be successful in whatever you're marketing. So then we have a section of the self-development, as I mentioned before. And I love this because we have Darren Little here, which is one of our millionaire mentors, also inside of this vault. This is a vault. Imagine, you know, picking the brains of 7-figure income earners in our industry that have made millions here. There's tons of audios, information here for you to pick their brains and kind of see how they got to where they are. Jack Sufler, he's the author of DNA Success. He has a whole page over there, all the stuff that he's created. You know, he was part of the people that were part of The Secret, the Villages. If you're into self-development, you know what the Villages are. And here you have 12 videos, which is 6 hours of audio as well. And then the third section is health and wellness, right? Because if we don't have our health, how can we, you know, move forward and be successful? We need to have our health in play. So now I'm going to pass over to Jose right after this. Hold on. So what if we gave you the entire campaign that generated as much as $200,000 in the first 90 days? All of the sales copies that started making $1,000 commissions for us and some other people that are also in the marketing program. All of the value campaigns from A to Z, guys. We have everything laid out on a silver platter. You don't have to do anything but copy paste the marketing campaigns. We show you what type of content to create interaction on your page, because that's a whole different ballgame. You know, you can have all these friends on your Facebook page, but if you don't have engagement and interaction on your page, how are you going to connect with those people to bring them off of social media, build that instant rapport that Jose mentioned, and bring them off social media onto a virtual connection? So here's what you'll get. You get the Genesis library for $1,000. It's worth $1,000. You get 90 days of millionaire mentoring from 3 of our millionaire mentors. Jose is going to talk a little bit about them in a little while. 2 hours of recruiting and mentoring, which is valued at $2,000. Top secret traffic source. I mean, guys, everything that we use Every source, our, you know, everybody that does our pages, people that do our, you know, graphics, you know, every connection that we have, you get that as part of the Genesis Library package. And you also get access to the Black Ops Underground Marketing. So this is a group that is worth over $10,000 in value, actually, from our millionaire mentors, that they've created this and put it all together. It's a $22,000 value, and you can start making $1,000 commission if you decide to refer it to your friends. So it's not going to cost you $22,000, right? It's only going to cost you $11.49. And right here, usually this is the part where people kind of like don't want to talk to me and they stay quiet. So I'm going to pass over the mic back to Jose.
Awesome. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Very funny, right? So let me tell you guys something, right? So now to touch on what Jennifer was saying. I mean, you know, we could agree that nowadays, you know, for a lot of us, you know, 1149 may sound like a lot of money, right? But let me tell you, you know, it could be all perception as well, okay? So let me tell you a story, right, of these two guys right here. These two guys right here are actually two of our millionaire mentors. Darren Little is actually the founder of the Black Ops Underground Marketing Project. And, you know, this is a guy that has been making 7 figures for quite a while now online, and very heart-centered leader. You know, he wants to give back to people, and he says, man, how can I give back to the people, right? So he came up with this whole Black Ops Underground Marketing Project and launched it and reached out to Ari Maccabee, which he knows him for 10 years, and asked him to partner up with him on this venture, right? So after these two guys partner up and they launch just actually 1 year ago, because we just came up on our 1-year anniversary for Black Ops, you know, in their first 30 days, guys, you know, combined together, these guys were able to make $250,000 in 30 days, you know? So, you know, when you look at that number, like what if that was you, and what could that type of money do for you and your family, right? You know? And so we have to really think about that. It's all perception. But let's say if these numbers scare you, right? Maybe they don't sit right with you. So let's lower the numbers down a little bit. What about if I tell you there's just ordinary people, just like myself and Jennifer, and amongst many, many, many others, you know, there's actually 1,400 members in the group right now that all have similar stories to this. You know, so you have like people like actually my good friend, Charlene Savage. Wow. Single mom, you know, went from, you know, getting food actually with credit cards for her, you know, son, you know, to making $47,000 within 12 weeks. I've witnessed this myself. You know, that's very, truly amazing by just simply, you know, applying these strategies, the 7-figure formula, and just applying it and just following the steps and just being coachable. You know, what about Billy, you know, making $3,000 in 48 hours? What if you're like Yassine? Yassine's a 19-year-old college kid. In 30 days, he made $11,000. You know, me and Jennifer, we made $3,000 in 24 hours. And we actually, in 12 weeks, we're up to what, like 30,000 now? You know, what about Corey Spankel? $3,000 in 9 days. What about like Donnie? You know, $5,000 in 4 days. You know, I mean, so there's tons and tons of success stories here, guys, you know, of just ordinary people like you and I making real money, getting real results with real marketing. Okay. So, you know, these numbers that I've gone over with you is not to impress you at all, but it's just to impress upon you on what is possible when you join Black Ops Underground Marketing and team up with 3 millionaire mentors and get millionaire mentoring. So I just want you to think, what about what's for you? You know, we went over all the stories for everybody else, but what about you? So what I can ask of you right now is to get back with the person who invited you on this webinar and sit down and take 15 minutes and maybe go over your life and your roadmap, where you're at with your business right now, and see how this could maybe help you, you know, 10x your income. And with that said, that's it. I'm done.